Hi everyone, thanks for coming back. Welcome to the first of our forum screencasts. I'm going to explain a bit about what we're trying to do with the forums, how to make them wonderful, and what to watch out for. I hope the screencast will be fairly short and not too boring so that you can get on to the next one, which will be more demonstration style. So let's start at the beginning. The forums are on the website to let the teens discuss their reading. Teens can write posts and other teens can respond to them, and they go back and forth forever. Anyone with an account can post, and teens can edit anything that they themselves submit. The forums are actually really interesting in that people are interacting with each other even though they'd probably never talk to each other at school or in the hallway or anywhere else. And when people can't see what other people look like, it's really interesting to see what personalities emerge from words alone. And though it's fascinating and usually really inspiring, sometimes they can get a little tense. And teens realize just how different they really are from one another. And though that kind of tension is rare, I hope you'll feel well equipped to deal with any problems by the end of the screencast. Many of you will be very lucky to have the generous assistance of the teen moderators. Starting in August of 2008, we've allowed a group of about 10 teens to have their own forums and some special privileges on the site. Their responsibility, like yours, is to ensure the site is safe and to help enrich the forums. They can lock topics, they can move them if they're in the wrong place, but they can't delete or edit people's posts as you can. They don't have access to any special features on the main part of the site. That's where you would go to approve books and reviews. They just have the moderator-only forums that you can see in a couple of their own. So these teens have been incredibly helpful, not just getting rid of personal information and contributing to the discussions, but also at getting us to solidify principles about what is and isn't allowed on the website. They've spent some long times asking us some really difficult questions, and as a result, I think pretty proud of our terms of use, privacy policy, and forum rules. One really big thing that we've learned from them is that it's easy to focus on the rules without giving the rest of the job the attention that it's due. We've started to use a garden analogy to help put things in perspective. Let's say the online forums are a garden with lots of different veggies and fruits and flowers, and all of those things need sunlight, they need nutrients, and they need water in order to grow. And sure, yeah, it's really important to keep out the weeds and to keep out the pests that come in and chop off the seedlings. But if we spend all of our time dealing with those weeds, really, we could forget to water, we could forget to put mulch on the daffodils, we could forget to put compost on the pumpkin patch. So as moderators, we try to concentrate on the flowers and the vegetables and the fruit. And that for us means enriching the forums and with questions for the teens, suggestions for reading, ideas about libraries, and giving lots and lots of encouragement. The stronger and more active the forums are, the more difficulty the weeds have taking root in the first place. So let's talk about the two big aspects of your forum job. One, making the world a richer place, so helping those lovely plants grow, and two, making the world a safer place by weeding and getting rid of pests. So let's start by talking about how to make the forums really great. At base, it's pretty straightforward. Be nice, be kind, be generous with your compliments, get excited about what the teens are saying, and that's not difficult actually. What we really want to do is encourage open discussion, and we can do that by setting a good example. So here are some specific things you can do. First, introduce yourself, say hello, talk a bit about what you like to read, and ask the teens some questions. Being forthcoming and personable about yourself builds trust across the forums. Teens like knowing a bit about the people that they're hanging out with. And your friendly presence, to be honest, also reassures parents who might be concerned about where their kids are hanging out online. So next, within your genre, please check the forums daily to make sure that everything's running smoothly. So that doesn't mean you yourself have to do that, but with the other moderators in your crew, it would be great if you did. And if you can't for whatever reason, if you're on holiday or other moderators are on holiday, let us know so we can help you cover that time. If times are slow, you can start discussions about books, authors, anything related to your genre, but don't respond to everything. If you respond to everything, teens might feel like they're being run over by a freight train of enthusiasm or something. Teens are super active and seem to be staying on topic, communicating safely, and doing really great things. You can be as hands-off as you like, so long as you and the other moderators know what's going on. If the discussion gets off topic, try to get them back on track by saying, let's get back on track. What do you all think of what Galadriel said about Twilight? So, that's how to make things good. Be friendly. Be present, but not too present. And now let's talk about how to deal with some problems you might encounter. We'll start by taking a quick look at the forum rules. You can get to them through the questions for the librarians page, or there's a link to them from almost any book discussion forum or other forums. And please take some time to familiarize yourself with them because they are pretty important and sort of core to our activities. Most of them are fairly obvious, no advertising, swearing, name calling, that sort of stuff. Actually, the swear words we don't need to worry about so much because the forum software automatically changes those words into different ones. You can test your swear words in the sandbox if you like. It's kind of fun. So we're just taking a cursory glance at these rules to make sure you know they exist. You can read them carefully when you have time, and we ask that you please do that. The most important ones from our perspective are the first three. You can read them when you have time, but they basically require that people treat one another with respect. We require that people be nice to each other, because as soon as they're rude, things break down. It's like any community. If you're online, if you're camping, if you're at work, as soon as one person's being pissy, it can lead to a crappy experience for everyone. So it's really important to us that teens are nice to each other. So what do you do if people are mean or calling each other names? Sometimes there is a fine line between a community and a clique. This online space leaves no room for any kind of bullying or oppression, and the best way to deal with it is to interrupt it and address it on the spot. Simply, and you can use your judgment about how best to do this, or you can get our help, ask them to stop and call them on their crap. If teens are repeat offenders, and that's highly unlikely actually, you can drop us a line and we'll help you deal with them. Usually bad forum behavior only continues when moderators are afraid to step in. And the teens are asked to stop doing things that hurt the community are usually really, really quick to apologize, and that's great. What else should you watch out for? Keep an eye out for advertising, teens posting personal information, and you can read the forum rules to see what we mean by that. Watch out for users who you suspect might be adults or people fishing for personal information. That kind of stuff's not cool. If you see personal information, you can usually just delete it and add a post that says something like, just a friendly reminder to remember, please don't post personal information, thank you. For advertising and weird adult behavior, please let us know and we'll block the user and delete their posts. And you can alert us to a problem by clicking on the report this post link that I'll show you in the next screencast. One more thing that's not allowed on our site is religious debate. Last year we had ample off-topic forums, and they were pretty problematic because teens were having heated and pretty awful debates about religion. It burned a lot of people out of the website and the program, and we will want to avoid that happening again. So please let us know if you see any discussions that might turn dirty so that we can keep an eye on them. Okay, that's it for this quick screencast. Next up, a tour of the forums and some basics about how to apply the principles that I've just been blathering on to you about. Thanks for watching. Back in a minute.